And it's been a long time since we gotten fucking coin like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me, my friends, but I must return to Megaduda for the time being. There, I can better manage this crisis and dispatch my troops as the situation demands. In that case, we shall carry out an investigation of our own here in the city. Mayhap the residents can tell us more about the first of the transformations and the conditions under which it occurred. If we can ascertain what exactly triggered these tragic events, it may give us some insight as to a possible solution. Time is of the essence. Let us split into 3 groups that we may cover more ground. Alice and I will see to Pax's path. Thancred and Ishtola, pray make for Dharma. I leave Artha to Graha and you. Any information you can gather on the first blasphemy or the manifestation of the final days here in the city would be most helpful. When we have completed our respective inquiries, let us reconvene in front of Megaduda, that we might share what we've learned with the satrap.
You know, I kind of think that going off of what I remember from the Emirat fight that we did.
Shall we be off then? Artha is home to the High Crucible of Alchemia, whose alchemists forged many of our warding scales. That seems as good a place as any to begin our investigation, don't you think? I spoke briefly with Nuhadin, the chief alchemist there on our last visit. He should be happy to answer our queries. Yes, thank you. Let's go.
Anyway, I'm just trying to say, I think it may be because they lose hope.
Yeah.
They don't have any faith that we'll come out of this.
Pluvy's doing this on purpose.
Maybe.
No, it's
All
not
right,
like the,
we'll walk.
it's not like the world's ending or anything.
Yeah, the sky is still bad.
Excuse me.
We can run if you want. I'm just fucking around.
Are we attuned to this yet? Damn it.
Motherfucker. Also, when we saw the thing back at Alamigo,
Yeah.
I saw a red mage in red mage attire and everything. I didn't get to see their face, but all I could think was, wait, was that our teacher?
Zarhantia? It might have been. Because I saw
Because
the
he's an
dark...
Alamigan.
Yeah, and I saw the Dark Knight NPCs in Ishgard.
Yeah, and all I could think was, oh, our teacher's gonna show up?
I remember those red eyes. You were with those scions who commissioned the scales from us, yes? I welcome you back to the High Crucible. What brings you here in these troubling times? We are assisting the satrap in investigating the crisis that plagues the city. Did you happen to catch sight of any of the creatures? I did. As I was going about my work, I was disturbed by crashing footsteps so powerful that the very ground shook. I rushed outside and could not believe what I beheld. The night sky was burning. Suddenly, I heard panic screams coming from the direction of Balshan Bazaar. In the next instant, a monstrous beast poked its head out from amidst the stalls. A handful of the Radiant rushed to the scene, only to be sent sprawling as the fiend and its minions propelled themselves skyward. So the blasphemy came from the vicinity of the markets. This knowledge may prove useful. I thank you for sharing your tale. Well, I do believe we now know where we should inquire next. To the bazaar, then.
Son?
I guess it doesn't matter. Forgive me, but my shop's closed until further notice. Needless to say, we've more pressing concerns these days. We have come not in search of wares, but information concerning the enormous fiend that tore through the bazaar. Did you perchance witness anything? Afraid not, my friend. I was here the whole time, so I only saw its little minions. Made a mess of the place, they did. While that was all going on, the great big one tore through the west of the bazaar. You'd have better luck asking there. What do you have to say? So this is Sabnarian weave. I must say it bears a resemblance to the traditional fabrics of Corvos. Small wonder, really, given that it's just across the water. Not that I am much of an expert in Corvosi culture, of course. I have not had the occasion to visit my ancestral home since coming to Charlian, and like as not, I will never reside there again. That said, in recent days, I felt more acutely aware of my heritage, and grateful for it. It is thanks to my forebears that I inherited the royal eye, and with it, the wisdom of ancient Alec. And so, well, I simply hope that my countrymen are safe. And one day, when this calamity is but a memory, I would like to see Corvus again, if only once. Is something the matter, traveler? If you are lost, perhaps I could be of assistance. Your offer is most appreciated. We are not lost, but we are in need of information. Might you know anything about the gargantuan beast that rampaged through the bazaar? Aye, I saw it all, but I wish I had not. I was going about my work when all of a sudden a piercing scream cut through the air. I turned around and there was the fiend, its massive body bursting through the entryway with the force of a tidal wave. And then it was gone as quickly as it came. Sisters have mercy. What is happening to the world? What am I to do? Is nowhere safe? Settle down, friend. The danger is past, at least for now. If it's not too painful to remember, could you tell us what you saw? First, I heard the screams. Then a horde of ravening beasts came charging towards us. One of them was huge, bigger than a merid, throwing people around like rag dolls, and it was eating them. I hid under the counter, saw others do the same, but the shrieking and wailing kept getting louder. More voices in the throng. Beasts or victims? I couldn't tell. I knew not what was happening. I still don't. That is enough, my good man. You were brave to share with us your tale. Many of your fellow merchants are safe. The High Crucible, too, has survived mostly unscathed. Pray, stay close to your friends and loved ones, and rest your body and mind while you are able. I suspect that is the most we can expect the people here to tell us. I think it best we find a place outside the bazaar where we might rest and review our findings. Judging by their accounts, the transformation has already occurred by the time the beast reached the bazaar. It tore through the west side of the bazaar and headed towards the Aetherite Plaza. In other words, the blasphemy may have first appeared in this vicinity. That being the case, the people in that Mayhane can surely tell us more. Probably butchered that. Over there. Going after the enormous beast, are you? Aye, I saw it, including the very instant that poor bastard transformed. Damn the gods for putting me there. It started over there by the window. A few men, merchants probably, talking and drinking. Conversation must have taken a turn for the worse. Next thing I know, their leader, I suppose he was, buries his head in his hands, and black mist was swirling about him. Then his whole body bursts apart, and there stands a hideous, slavering beast, massive and foul, all gaping maws and bulging eyes. His friends start shrieking, then the black mist comes again until the change takes them too. The stuff of nightmares, I tell you. Nightmarish indeed. Incidentally, do you perchance know who those merchants were? No, I'm a decorator by trade. Not much cause to mingle with their sort. Saw Malil, the barmaid, chatting with him, though. She might know something. Can't talk to Malil yet. Even after repairing all that damage, it'll take a while for business to pick up again. You mean the Blasphemy? That's what the Radiant have been calling it anyway. I saw it too. We all did. I was standing here at the counter as Mirid poured me a drink when suddenly there came this dreadful sound, like a pained, angry groan. It was like anything I'd ever heard. I turned around in shock, and from an ominous cloud of black mist rose the creature, enormous and ghastly to behold. As for what happened next, to recall it sends shivers up my spine. By some stroke of fortune, I was able to slip outside before the beast got its claws on me. But the sight that greeted me offered no solace. The blue sky above turned red as blood. Mirad and myself and the other survivors clung to each other for dear life until the radiant host came to our aid. Wait, did I hear you correctly? The beast manifested before the sky began to burn? I'm certain of it. The windows here offer a clear view of the sky, and I saw nothing out of the ordinary until the beast appeared and began to rage.
It's not 100%, but it almost sounds like shit similar to the Sin Eaters.
Yeah. Oh, hello there. Welcome to Mirad's Mahon. What can we get you? We have come not for libations, but rather for information. You are Malil, yes? We are investigating the so-called blasphemy on the satrap's behalf. We hear it was one of your customers, a merchant, that first underwent the transformation. What can you tell us about him? He was something of a regular here, especially of late. Khazal was his name. He ran his own consortium. That name sounds familiar.
No,
Is that the Al Ra that we encountered when we first got here?
Yeah, in what is it called? Gildaman or whatever it is?
Yep.
Yeah,
The one that we were trying to help the elephant sell fish to. And
yeah, the trader.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh no.
Fuck.
He ran his own consortium, dealing primarily in the exports of Thavnarian specialties. Through him we met Matzia. Yes, the names ring a bell. Didn't you... excuse me. Didn't you meet them both on your first trip to Thavnar? If I recall correctly, Khazal ran a trading operation in Yedlamad, and it was there that you made Matzia's acquaintance. Yes, that is the same Khazal, no doubt. A rather successful man from what I gather. That said, it was clear that he had fallen on hard times of late. Those ghastly towers popping up everywhere could not have been good for business. Even now, with the towers gone, the collapse of the Empire has led to all sorts of problems elsewhere. The market for luxuries is surely not what it once was. Trying times for the head of a trading consortium, indeed. Khazal was a compassionate man. Even as his own business suffered, he did what he could to provide for the artisans, fishermen, and many others who counted on him to sell their wares. Indeed, that was the very topic of yesterday's meeting, as far as I could hear. Yet as they discussed matters further, Khazal's tone grew grave and grim. It was then that... Forgive me, I would not have you recall the memory if it brings you pain. If I could, I would ask just one more thing. Did you notice anything unusual about Khazal in particular? Please, anything at all. Sorry, nothing springs to mind. Perhaps someone else can help you. Khazal lived for his work and had no family that I know of. His employees and associates knew him best, but they too are lost to us. Still, perhaps his neighbors know something I do not. I can direct you to them if you believe it would help. What do you say? Oh,
Yeah.
man.
It all is coinciding with people just losing hope or faith or whatever you want to call it.
Absolute sense of despair.
I was about to say it's like literally some Danganronpa, like just overwhelming despair.
But it is. Like, Danganronpa or no, that's exactly what it is. You feel
It's
no
exactly
hope.
like Van Daniel said. He wants nothing but pure, unadulterated despair.
And he really meant what he said. He wanted to die, and he was going to take the world with him. And through Zodiark, he's gone. That's for sure. But now we have to face the final days. Oh my god.
It was all according to his plan.
Yep.
Amidst the apocalypse. Khazal made his home in Kama, a nearby residential area. From what I gather, Khazal lived there since childhood and was known throughout the neighborhood. Kama. The name is new to me. How do we get there? I'll write down some directions. Don't do that. Just... Okay. I cannot promise that you'll find what you seek there, but if nothing else, it is a start. Ma'am, I have poor sense of direction. Come, let's see where this lead takes us. Raha, you were already following us. Stop giving me notifications about you following us.
It's like, I did not do it, the game does it, I did not program it, don't look at me.
What's he say about this?
Ask for directions.
Let's see. After leaving the Mayhane, we're to retrace our steps and head back towards the 8th Right Plaza. Follow the bunny.
Who is apparently very impatient.
No, I just read that sooner. I was like, it's right, boss. I got it.
Raha, let's run.
We're running! I'm glad the NPCs actually, like, sprint with you.
Yeah, they actually have a sprint animation instead of just the same animation sped up.
Directions!
From here, we ascend the stairs.
Here, we can't sprint, but we can move a little faster.
What next? This must be Yuji. Or Yuj, my mistake. In which case, we should take the path leading to the southeast. If we keep going this way, we should arrive in Kama before long. Walking these unfamiliar streets is quite the adventure, is it not? I can only hope we can explore Razakhan at our leisure once this crisis has passed.
Maybe.
Yeah, if the world doesn't explode.
Of course, Raha. Anything for you.
Hold my hands.
As long as I'm breathing, I'll take you on as many adventures as you want.
It's just like the cards I got for Ploovy for his birthday last year.
And this must be Kama. We've arrived at last. Let us begin questioning the residents without delay. No doubt someone here can tell us more about Kaza. Given recent events, I imagine many are taking shelter indoors.
Making sandbags out of pillowcases to reinforce the walls.
Oh, someone in the store here.
Kaza, you say? Yes.
Oh, it is an
Since
old
he
woman.
was a boy. There was a boy who was born to be a merchant. It was him. All those to the port and later returned. He spent his days procuring his finest wares and seeking out willing customers. You could say it came to him as easy breathing. Sadly, our business was flagging of late. No surprise, really. What with how dangerous travel has become. He was cooped up in his house from dawn till dusk the other day, no doubt racking his brain for... I almost misread then. Almost said something really bad. Racking his brain for a way to turn his fortunes around. Then at night I heard the door open. I looked out to see Kazuo sitting on a bench, his head hung low, a man with the weight of the world on his shoulders. I see. The situation must have been quite dire indeed. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
Cranberries.
Nothing unusual to speak of. Other than the troubles with his consortium. He was the same old Kazuo, cordial and honest, like always. These questions you're asking, something happened to him. He wasn't caught up in that terrible incident at the bazaar, was he? I don't travel much these days, but my daughters told me not to venture outside. Stuck in here as I am, I've heard little about these bizarre ongoings.
Rest assured the city is safe for now. But the situation may change without warning. I urge you, stay close to your daughter, and be prepared to take refuge should the Satrap order it.
Could you come back another time? I just woke up and I'm not exactly in the mood for idle chit-chat.
Well, that's one way to avoid panic, I suppose. Pardon our intrusion. You may not have noticed, but a great danger has come to Thavnir. I encourage you to stay alert and prepare to flee the city should the situation turn dire. But before we leave you in peace, pray allow us to ask you a question or two. Did you know a local merchant named Kazal? If so, did you notice anything unusual about him recently?
Kalzal? Aye, I know him. In fact, we spoke just the other day. Like many others, his business was doing poorly. Still, it seemed as though he'd managed to turn things around thanks to a generous order from Ruvada Fibers. Why, he was practically dancing in the streets. I haven't spoken with him since, but I assume it all went well. Gina Baiha might be able to tell you more, though. As I recall, he was the one who brokered the arrangement.
Gina Baha at Ruviada Fibers. This sounds promising.
Very.
It is. If I'm not mistaken, these stairs lead to Dharma. It is quite the sight, the red sky above. During the final days of yore, the heavens burned and the stars fell. Creation magics run amok. That was my assumption when I saw Emerald. Perhaps the ancients believed the same, that the terror of a single powerful individual was the cause of their calamity. And yet, those self-same horrors now manifest themselves before our eyes. What could it be that sets the heavens aflame and turns ordinary men into beasts?
Maybe a living manifestation of death, rot and despair itself. That some random Amratian was just like, I wonder what that would be. Oh, shit.
Wait a minute, that actually dawned on me. What you just said dawned on me. Remember what Emmett Selk said while we were going through the dungeon of Emerald?
What part?
Just as prayer gives rise to primals, our despair or our fears made manifest our deepest fears, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
So if it's not like prayer, like primals, and it's fear and despair, is this like a new phenomena?
I guess we'll figure it out.
They're farming silkworms. This must be Rudiva Fibers, where we should find Gina Baha.
I've seen the process of farming silkworms. It's actually really fascinating.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Sorry, I had a bit of a burp, and it was unpleasant.
Ugh.
And hurry, I say, there's no time to waste.
Like, there you go.
Pardon me, but are you in charge of buying and selling here? But you are in charge of buying and selling here, yes? We have a few questions we'd like to...
I'm sorry, but I simply don't have time to chat. If you haven't noticed, we have our hands full at the moment. But we must carry all our wares and equipment to safety before those accursed beasts return.
In that case, might we be of assistance? Perhaps we could speak when the job is done.
Very well. You can start by helping us move our equipment. Ask the others what to put where.
You got it.
And you can carry our fabrics. Sir, that's a door. Go through that door and speak with Kamala. She'll tell you the rest. Remember, these textiles are our livelihood. Handle them with care.
Trust me, I know. I've done plenty of trade with textiles. As Growling would say.
Oh, I thought you were being serious there, like IRL silver. I was like,
I
really?
actually have.
Okay, I thought so.
It's very
I actually have
lucrative.
IRL, so.
This area is for employees only. Out! Out!
I'm a temporary employee without pay.
What's that? You've come to help? Oh, praise be Mindaruva. Can't speak. Kind stranger, I welcome your assistance. On your way here, you passed 3 storehouses, yes? I'd like you to carry that small crate to...
Neverfall.
Not pre-fall. Yes.
And by the storehouse near the hatchery. The crate of clothing is for Manuha. And that massive crate here goes to Zamira by the middle storehouse. Watch your back with that one. Those are all the crates we have ready. Once they've been delivered, consider your work here complete. You have a limited time to complete the task. Should you fail, return to the start. Oh shit.
Okay.
Not this shit again. It's like the
Yeah.
water over in Slitherborough. Don't drop it. Don't.
Oh, there's over there.
My way.
Oh. Please.
Third,
take
is
this.
it? Then you've come to the right place. We thank you for your aid.
Thank you.
Wait. Oh, there it is.
Ah.
It didn't show up for me for some reason.
There's a lot of people here, so it may be like weirdly spawning and despawning. God damn it. I got impatient.
If you have any crates of finished products such as carpets, clothing, and the like, pray bring them here to our primary storehouse. A crate full of clothing, is it? I can take that off your hands. Many thanks for the delivery. Oh, this one's gonna be heavy.
Oh my
God,
god,
Christ, Silver! Growling strong!
Get
Growling
the
is
fuck out
strong.
of my way!
Oh, don't mind me. Don't mind my twink arms. I see, you're quite the brawny one, aren't you? Good thing that. Never know when you'll need to defend yourself in these unpredictable times. A crate full of fabrics, is it? Exactly what I was hoping to receive.
Here, just
let
take
me
it.
put
I
that
have
away for
30
you.
seconds before my arms break.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to hurry.
I'm about to throw it at you. You've carried all the crates to the storehouses, you say, and so quickly, too. Why, I've never seen anyone so strong. My arms hurt. I and my associates will see to the rest, so please return to Gina Baja and assure him of our work is proceeding apace. To tell the truth, we're grateful for this distraction. Too many terrible happenings of late, but generous souls like yourself give me hope that we may emerge from this trial even stronger. I pray we meet again in more peaceful times. My brain is goo.
Never lose
yeah,
that hope.
It is.
No matter what the reason is, never lose your hope.
Be happy. Remain happy. Done as I
Does-
asked, have you?
Oh, okay, I'll do, you do it then.
I mean, you can do it if you want.
I only did it because you were saying like, my brain is mush, and I'm like, I know what that means. You probably need to drink more water!
I have been drinking water. That's...
More water!
I've drank plenty of water.
I don't want to water poison myself.
Yeah, I
Water!
drank water.
Well then get caffeine.
I don't need
Done as I
caffeine
asked,
at
Olivia.
11 o'clock at night.
I'm doing it!
Okay.
If Kamala is satisfied with your work, then so am I. You have done us a great favor, traveler.
We all suck.
I'm not used to reading out loud, so you can kiss my butt.
I need to do it more often, honestly. I too have delivered the instruments and apparatus entrusted to me.
You both have my thanks. With our wares safely stored away, we'll not lose any more to those fiends.
I take it that your establishment did not escape the attack unscathed.
We did not. Thankfully, most of our workers had already left for the day, but those of us still here saw it all. We looked to the burning skies in confusion, and then before we could even begin to make sense of it, a hideous creature burst through the door, shrieking. We ran for our lives, but one of my colleagues was not so fortunate. He cried out, a scream of such agony, such terror, and in the next instant, he too sprouted fearsome claws. The sight of it caused another fellow to panic, and then he too transformed. I'm sorry. There was something you wanted to ask?
Indeed. You knew the merchant Kazal, did you not? I believe he had some dealings with your establishment.
Hazal? I know him well. He arranged for his consortium to deliver a large shipment of fabrics, but in the end we received a better offer and had to turn him down. I understand his business is struggling, but so is ours. Another of our most reliable trading partners agreed to transport the goods for a much smaller commission, and we'd have been fools to refuse. I felt terrible for withdrawing the offer, but you must understand we simply had no choice. We tried to put on a brave face when I delivered the news, or he tried to put on a brave face when I delivered the news, but his dejection and despair were plain as day. He said we'd discuss it with with his associates, but I could tell he'd all but given up hope.
Rejection and despair. You remember what we saw in Vanasparti, right? Or yes? Soldiers and jungle dwellers pushed to the very brink, turning into beasts one after the next. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Sorry. It would seem the same phenomenon occurred here. The poor craftsmen attacked the Blasphemy, as well as those that witnessed it, all undergoing the change. I suspect that everything began with Kalza. By all accounts, it was he who suffered the most profound and piercing despair. Could that be it? That such intense emotions were what triggered his transformation? Much remains unclear, but I believe we are drawing closer to an answer. At any rate, we must discuss our findings with the others.
Banging around the.
God.